Hidden Billionaire Son-in-law, Chapter 25. Cleaning up East City. Lin, what do you want? What are you thinking of doing? The closer Lin stepped towards him, the more terrified Xie Kun became. Under Lin Yin's domineering presence, Xie Kun was so scared out of his wits that his legs went completely numb. Staggering his steps, he tripped over his own foot and fell onto his back. As Xie Kun attempted to retreat by sliding his butt backward, he looked like a cockroach that had fallen onto his back into a helpless position. What are you guys just standing there for? Stop him. Xie Kun shouted in fear as he waved at his brothers. Despite his desperate call for help, none of Xie Kun's dozens of men dared to obstruct Lin Yin in his path. Everyone present in the factory stood petrified in a state of utter shock as they stared at Lin Yin with fear and respect. Upon recalling the previous sequence of events, a great sense of doom struck down on their minds. Not only was Lin Yin practically immune to gunshots, but he was even able to knock down a dozen ruthless fighters within the span of a minute. Which idiot would still dare to oppose someone like him? Wouldn't standing up against him make them his prey at this point? Lin Yin swept his indifferent gaze around the room nonchalantly. The gazes that once stared at him coldly were now avoiding his eyes as they lowered their heads in fear one after another. Everyone kneel down. Those who don't obey will die, Lin Yin said calmly. Despite speaking in a rather calm tone, his voice possessed an irresistible strength that jolted to the hearts of everyone present. Thump. Without any hesitation, Xie Kun's dozens of subordinates threw away their steel machetes and knelt down obediently. The scene was quite spectacular, to say the least. From their perspectives, Lin Yin now stood like a godlike existence. Lin Yin said, "Shin San, clear the area." Upon hearing his commands, Shun Sen burst into elation. Even though he had experienced many things after living in the underworld for the past 20 years, he had never once witnessed such an absurd scene. With a mere sentence, Lin Yin managed to force hundreds of men down on their knees into a state of surrender. How ridiculous was this? At this moment, Shun Sen firmly believed that submitting to Master Lin back then was the best choice he had ever made in his life. With a wave of his hand, all the bodyguards in suits rushed up to disarm Xie Kun and take control of the men under him. When Xie Kun saw this scene, his face turned bleach pale. He knew in his mind that he had lost the advantage. He was not Lin Yin's match at all. Lin Yin alone managed to destroy the power that shook the verge structure of East City. Master Lin, please let me live. I've already kowtowed to you. Xie Kun knelt down and begged for mercy, not caring one bit about his face at all. In the face of life and death, no matter how fierce a person may be, they would naturally fall into a weak state. Thump. At that moment, Lin Yin stomped heavily onto the back of Xie Kun's head and pressed him onto the ground. With a swollen face filled with bruises, Xie Kun spat out a mouthful of blood. Where is it? Lin Yin demanded with an indifferent expression. Go, Rat. Quickly take out the things and give them back to Master Lin. Xie Kun exclaimed hurriedly, as if he had discovered his one and only life-saving straw. The timid Rat immediately rushed into a small room. Master Lin, stealing your jewelry was not my idea. Zhang Tanhai hired me to do it. Xie Kun kept begging for mercy. Please give me a second chance. I can work for you like Shin San, and I will do whatever you say in the future. Xie Kun pleaded frantically. It's already far too late, Lin Yin said with a calm tone. Upon hearing his words, Xie Kun looked as if his soul had been sucked out from his body as his eyes filled with fear. In the next instant, he plopped to the ground like a dead dog. I've been practicing martial arts all my life, but I never liked killing people, Lin Yin said expressionlessly. However, I will never show any mercy towards the people targeting me and my family. After saying that, Lin Yin turned around and gave Shun Sen a quick glance. Shun Sen nodded after understanding what he needed to do. He rushed forward and grabbed Xiaokuan, who was like a pool of soft mud. Xiaokuan, Master Lin had already given you a chance to redeem yourself just now. However, not only did you refuse his kindness, but you even dared to ridicule him. Shinsen stated with a mocking smile. I will now personally send you on your way, regardless of your position in East City. Shinsen took Xiaokuan to the edge of the Qingyan River with 2 bodyguards. At this time, Rat came out of the small room, trembling in fear. He then walked timidly in front of Lin Yin and presented an exquisite crystal box. Master Lin, this should be the item you were looking for. It's also in perfect condition. We did not dare to touch it, Rat said in fear. Without saying anything, Lin Yin opened the crystal box and saw a dazzling piece of jewelry inside. Within the crystal box lay a shining pendant that looked somewhat transparent. In the center of the pendant was an exquisite dark purple diamond. Furthermore, there were even intricate patterns meticulously carved on the diamond itself, which reflected a gleaming light capable of enchanting one's eyes. It was truly worthy of its name. This was the item that Qimao worked extremely hard with him to create. The king of the world. A smile gradually appeared on Lin Yin's face as he slowly closed the crystal box. Master Lin, please let me go. I was only following Xiaokuan's orders. I am but one of his mere lackeys who did not have a say in the tasks assigned to us. Rat begged for mercy. Lin Yin said, help me with one thing. I will not only let you go, but I will even reward you handsomely. Master Lin, feel free to tell me anything. No matter what you ask me, I definitely accomplish it without fail. Rat's eyes shone brilliantly upon seeing his hope of survival. Lin Yin said, this will be a very simple task. You just have to go and catch Zhang Tianhai. Make sure to gather as evidence as possible of how he worked with you to steal the king of the world in the company building. When the time is right, you simply have to testify against Zhang Tianhai. No problem, Master Lin. I will do it right away. Rat agreed immediately after realizing how simple the task was indeed. Master Lin, you can rest assured that I will make Zhang Tianhai confess everything. This was his idea in the first place. Rat said seriously. I still have the recording of my conversation with him that can definitely be used as evidence. Lin Yin nodded slightly. Very well. After this is done, we will offer you a position in East City. Thank you, Master Lin. Ratty bowed excitedly. Not only did he manage to survive, but he was also appreciated by Master Lin. Ratty felt like he had just hit the jackpot. Obviously, Third Master Shin of the Southern City had already been under control of Master Lin for quite a while. Now that Xiaokuan had fallen, Master Lin would also be the one in charge of the underground world in East City in the future. Lin Yin's lips curved up into a cunning smile. Since Zhang Tianhai dared to do something behind his back, how could he let him go so easily? There is also one more thing, Lin Yin said as he thought of something and swept his gaze across everyone present. Make sure to not leak a single thing about what took place tonight, Lin Yin ordered. If someone ends up leaking anything about it, I will make sure that he will never be able to say anything ever again. Lin Yin's calm voice echoed in the factory. Although he spoke calmly, his words shocked to the ears of everyone present like a clap of thunder, causing them to shudder with fear. His words had already been deeply embedded into everyone's minds. Master Lin, Xiaokuan has already passed away. At this time, Shun Sam returned to the factory with the 2 bodyguards he brought with him. Since Xiaokuan has already met his ends, I will now leave East City in your hands, Lin Yin said. Master Lin, I understand, Shin-san said with his utmost respect. Within 3 days, I will take care of everything in East City and take all the forces of Xiaokuan under my control. I will make sure to clean everything in East City up for you.